Hey there, and thanks for checking out the video. I'm more Spot NA, aka Ophelia, or Zenori in game. Um, this is my test subject, Umia. Um, they are the one that helped me create the PS5 profile because I don't have a PlayStation 5 controller. But so right now we are in combat mode. So I can move around. I believe that's just set up default. You can do this normally. Uh, because the devs have developed it for that. So, say I want to target Lumia. You can cycle through up and down, or cycle through us with using up on the D-pad or down. I don't currently have this set up to being able to use a torch. I might switch that to down on the D-pad because you don't realistically need two things to cycle through player characters. And this will cycle through nearest player characters and also nearest friendly NPCs. I just have it set up that way because it's easier to do, I feel, and the limitations of the program that we use to be able to emulate a controller for this game. Um, Now, say I wanted to target, I mean, I already had that shoat targeted, but if I have this shoat targeted and I wanted to switch over to this young buck, I can either use right on the D-pad or back to the shoat, left on the D-pad. Um, you don't really need both. I just set it as both. I could use that for another thing because right now I also don't have a crouch. Uh, I can't crouch with a controller. That's just oversight for when we were making the program. So you can use all 8 of your action bars down there are hot bars. So for the first four, you would hold LT, and then X would use your first ability, Y would use your second, B would use your third, and A will use your fourth. Now, if I wanted to use my next four abilities, I would use RT. X would use the first or the fifth ability, Y would use the sixth, B would use the seventh, A would use the eighth. Um, and for your consumables, LBX would use a potion or your first, whatever you have set to your first consumable. Y would use your second consumable. And B is how you cancel. It uses cancel execution, I believe, or I forget what the in-game command is called. You could also set that to escape, but I don't like using it because if you actually hit like escape on the keyboard, you you can't do anything while you're in this menu. It's easy if you wanted to use it that way. You could just hit escape again real quick with B, and it would go away. But in the midst of combat, you might panic, or if you don't have the muscle memory yet, like you know, it, stuff can shit can hit the fan because that small mistake. Especially like you don't want to have a bag run because you accidentally couldn't attack and then you couldn't heal. Um, I don't think healing will be easy with this setup on how I have it currently set up because say if a second party rolled in and they were sitting right on top of Ulmia and she was about to die, I would cycle through if I accidentally cycled through, too many people and then boom she dies. It's you wouldn't want that to happen. Yeah, Ulmia dies. Um, for your oh yeah, and now onto your regions. If you use RBX, it'll use your first region. Y will use your second. B will use your third, and A will use your fourth. I just usually have them off until I have 1,000 region or a couple hundred at least, and also we're low level, so um. All right, so I think now we can show a little combat and how you can need and greed. Well, actually, I do have. I know I said I didn't have a torch mode. Um, but you can sit with right stick, and you can auto run with left stick. Clicking in, that is. L L3 to auto run and R3 to sit. Um, oh, and looting. Uh, so while in combat mode, if I hit Y, I right click. I have that set up because if I was to go to the city door over there, I can click Y and I would zone. But say if I wanted to loot, I would quickly have to switch to the mouse mode, and move my mouse unless I wanted to manually like look down, and but I don't think most people would want that realistically. So I'll switch real quick with LB and up on the D-pad. I'll move my mouse a little lower, and then I'll switch back with LB up. And now when I kill something, kind of at ground level, so all you need to do is stand over a corpse. And then I'll show how you need and greed. You can need greed and pass. And of course, we're not going to get any loot. Hold on, I'll sleep that. Oh, I did forget to go over that X turns on my auto attack. Uh, Usually I use my abilities to turn on my auto attack, but say if I didn't have any abilities and I wanted to attack, I could just hit X, and A to jump. Looting while you're solo is a bit rough, um, mainly because you don't get these pop-up windows. So if I wanted to just pass the, oh, I'll need the arrow because I'm a striker and I need arrow, so I'll hit select, and I needed that. And kunai, you know, I don't use kunai. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't. So I'll just greet those with start, and then I'll show you how you pass. So, I already have a better weapon than that, so I'll hit LB and then RB, and I'll pass. It's all muscle memory. Obviously you'll become better. You can also set up joy to key to however you feel. I just think, from playing Final Fantasy 14 and stuff, like it's kind of similar to how they have it set up, so that's what I go off of. Now, if I want to put my weapon away, LB plus left stick in. And if I wanted to switch weapons, LB plus right stick, and I would switch weapons. Um, Now I can show the mouse mode for going through dialogue. So you would even be able to accept quests with doing this. Um, Currently, my mouse mode doesn't have any ways of being in combat, and the only way to tell if you're in mouse mode is that you're able to cycle through NPCs and or player characters, or you would be moving your mouse. Because we have it as the D-pad. Because if you had it set as like left stick or right stick, your character would move while you're trying to move the mouse, and you don't really want that because it makes a janky experience even worse. So I can come up to this guard. I have to right click a guard because left clicking just selects it. So my left click is X, my right click is Y. Now I can come through. You can either left click or right click these options to cycle through them, or say, oh wait, I want to click this thing down here, but I don't know what it says. You can come to this little blue bar. So it's a bit hard. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Now you have to hold X to left click, and then you can go down. Now you can, say whatever you want. I want to say farewell, so I'll left click that. You have to left click the dialogue end, or the end dialogue button. You can't right click that. You could also hit escape. While you're in this mode, your B actually hits escape. I did that just so you can like, come through, go through your options, change stuff around. Or if you wanted to get out of all these menus, you don't have to use your left click and right click. You can just hit B. Say you want to open up your inventory, you got to come up here to your bag because I don't have anything set for keybinds for opening. You're open to edit it and say you want to open your bag with LT, and then boom, it would open. Right now, I just come up here, hit X to left click it, open up my gathering bag or open up my backpack. Or you can open up your inventory. You could realistically drag and drop all your stuff. You're not going to be able to do it as fast as keyboard and mouse, but it is doable. Or you could just, if it's a piece of gear, you can use Y to equip it automatically because that right clicks. I think that might be everything. Yeah, I don't know. Lumia, did we go? Did we go over everything? Am I missing? Oh, for switching in between your mouse mode and your combat mode, for PlayStation, it's a little different. So PlayStation has a PlayStation button. Oh, and this only works a for a PS5 controller. It didn't work on my PS4 controller, so that's why I had Umia help me set up because she has a PS5 controller, and then I have the Xbox One. But they have the little Xbox button, or sorry, PlayStation button that when you hit that, it'll switch in between your modes. For Xbox, we just have to hit LB and up on the D-pad, and then you can switch. You can even gather with this setup. Um, it's a little harder because I would mainly want to run in combat mode. So say if I wanted to skin, this character doesn't have skinning, so I can't exactly skin. I only have forestry on this character. Let me find a log real quick, or a bush. That'll do. But say you get jumped by one of the runners, you don't want to be stuck in mouse mode and not be able to combat. So that's why I leave my mouse right here, because it'll all I have to do is hit Y and I'll gather. But while you're gathering, it does come down to, oh, I can't, we don't have an auto loop button yet. Hopefully the devs put one in. It would make this a little easier. But you would have to go to your mouse mode, and if you had multiple things, you would have to come here and you know hit Y to pick it up. And then obviously make sure you just go back to combat mode in case you get jumped by something. You're ready to go. But yeah. Hopefully this will talk undone into adding in that awesome loot all button. But other than that, yeah, I think now we are done. So thank you for tuning in and watching. And if you like the setup, just let me know. And if you have something that you think I should change, I'd be down to hear. I could help you change stuff. So yeah, have a good day.